Welcome to the garage, don't mind the mess. Today we've got a breather snapped off in a Briggs WM. There's an external breather on some of these engines, and sometimes people will break them off, and you're left a little stub inside of there, which looks something like this, and they're pressed in and they're really difficult. Well, I had a hard time getting them out, but I kind of devised a much easier way of doing this. So on the inside of the motor, there's a pocket right there that the hole comes into. So we're going to take a short piece of threaded 1/4-inch rod, and we're going to feed that in. And this one just happens to have a little bit of excess metal where you kind of got to thread it in, but otherwise it should just kind of pop through that hole because that's larger than 1/4 inch in there. But in any event, your goal is you want a little bit of the threads to show up on the inside to where you can get a nut down inside of that pocket. So you've got the threaded rod in there, threaded rod through here, and the nuts at the bottom. But you kind of push it in there with your finger, and then you can just spin this around and get it to start. I'm going to grab a flashlight so you guys can see this a little bit better. Quarter-inch threaded rod, then that's the nut I just threaded onto it. So now on the top side, I'm going to use a 3/8 drive. I think this is a 5/8 socket. Just something bigger than the outside of what this collar is. So you can kind of visualize this is in there. You're going to fit this over the top like such. Let's throw a fender washer on there and a nut. You don't need this much threaded rod, I just left extra on there. So now you should be able to tighten this nut down, and it is going to sandwich all that in there, pull the little piece out of the block, and it'll fit inside of the socket, but you're pulling the whole thing out, making a little puller out of itself. So to hold the threaded rod, I'm going to clamp the trusty old vice grips on here. Actually, I'm going to get my wrench on there first. So as this tightens, the vice grip will keep that rod from turning. And you really don't have to turn that hard, but there's just not a good way of getting in there to get that back out without a little bit of help. And there it just came free. So take this off and give you a chance to see what it looks like. That's the block where we just pulled that out of. There's the remnants of the little breather stub and the rest of our tools. I've had really good luck with that. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.